Hey, Joni.
Hi, John.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Doing very well, thank you. Congratulations on a nice, hard-fought victory. I mean, how would you assess this? I mean, it may not have been an offensive masterpiece, but it certainly looked like a lot of, hard-nosed basketball being played and sort of a lot of gritty stops and plays that proved the difference.
I thought you saw two teams that knew it was going to be a battle, that are playing for a lot. Everybody in our league is, and I think that's what showed up today. We knew they were going to make a run. They're really, really talented, and so everybody's diving on the floor for loose balls. It's emotional. That's Georgia, Tennessee, but even more so, I would say today, just because of where we are in standings, and we're down to the wire, and they're playing well. We're playing well. We want to play well going into the tournament. And so that is what showed itself for 40 minutes. It was a fun game to be a part of.
Yeah. So take us through, you get the tie up to get the ball with, I think, 12.1 seconds left. And then, you know, Jenna gets tied up and then, Jordan comes down and get the block. Can you sort of take us through those last 12 seconds?
Right. So we get the jump ball, call timeout, advance the ball. Same thing happened at our place in terms of advancing the ball. And then we knew that if they got another jump, it was going to go back to them. So again, Jenna got it. Michaela was there, but I always tell them, like, she's throwing back to Michaela going to Tennessee's basket. Tie it up. I'll take a tie up. We can set our defense. I don't want a turnover, right? So in that situation, we'll either call a timeout or we'll take the jump ball because we believe in our defense.
Yeah. So, and Jordan's block, I mean, what did you see on that play?
I mean, again, Jordan doesn't always light up the stat sheet, and she's not the one that everybody wants to ask about. But I say all the time, like, she is our glue defensively, especially for our forwards, in terms of like just her blue collar, her effort, what she does. And so if she's not on the floor in that moment, that doesn't happen. Renaya gets a clean look at a three. So it's her again. Offensively, she could run the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in terms of knowing what everybody does defensively, even if it's not her assignment. She knows how the guards are supposed to guard every screen. She knows how they're supposed to guard staggers, who they're supposed to go under on, over on. She just has a really, really high basketball IQ. So Renaya found herself open. She steps up. She knows that a three beats us, an and one beats us, and she gets her hands on her ball. It's a great play.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Hi, Coach Joni. Congratulations on an exciting win this afternoon.
Thanks, Sarah.
So today marks the Bulldogs' first season sweep of the Volunteers since 1984. How does this win attest to this team this season?
So Jeff Dantzler and I were talking about that along with Trey Littlefield during shoot around. And it just speaks to Tennessee and their dominance and how hard it is to beat them twice in one season. So when they have an opportunity to do that, it's something that we didn't tell our young ladies before the game, right? We're very careful of what we give them and how much we give them because they don't need to be trying to process that when we're playing a game. But I think it speaks to, again, like, they want to leave it in good hands. They want to go out the right way. And so I'm proud for them. I'm happy for our former players. I think Saudi Roundtree was here today, and she was a part of that 96 team, that the last team to beat them in Knoxville. And so just to be able to sweep them in one season, it's special. We're going to enjoy it for today and then get ready to work on a really, really good Kentucky team.
And as we talked about earlier last week, defense travels as usual for the Bulldogs. So how were y'all able to hold off the Volunteers at the end of the game when it got down to the wire?
We knew they were going to make a run. They're really good. They always do. And also we knew, like, the ball's going to go to Renaya Davis or Ray Burrell. So we've got to be really, really good in that action. And then after you do all that, you've got to box out because they all are going to come crashing the glass. And so it was being able to make sure that we defended them really well and then get rebounds. So we knew one of the two of them were going to get the ball at the end. Rightfully so. They should, right? So then it's our job to try to get stops.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Hey, Coach. So I know you like talking about Jordan Isaacs a lot, so I'll ask about her again. But I know you speak about her qualities, but how do you guys kind of talk with her when she doesn't show up in the stat sheet? Because this is now 2 down to the wire games that she has come up big and almost won the game for you guys. Just how like how crucial are those moments and how you guys kind of work with her through that to say, hey, this is what you did, this is what you're capable.
Well, I think for Jordan knows her role, right? Everybody on our team does. So we don't have talk through moments in terms of like where she didn't show up on the stat sheet and lets us like, hey, we needed some more rebounds, or we needed you to not turn it over or not get illegal screens, or hey, great job doing A, B, and C. But in terms of keeping her up when she doesn't have like the stat line that Q has or that Jenna has, Jordan shows up every day the right way because I think she understands her importance. And again, that speaks to making sure everybody hones in on what's being said in our locker room and in our small group, and not worrying about the outside because they don't know. They don't know what everybody's role is. They don't know what it is our conversations are. So Jordan's very mature for her age. She's the oldest of a group of sisters. And so she's got a maturity about her that allows you to maneuver some things without having to really have those conversations. And again, I think she understands her importance.
Um, and then I heard you over the loudspeaker on the radio interview. You said that uh Jeff almost made you emotional when he said a sweep, the first sweep since '84. I mean, so I know the other day we talked about the fit in recruiting and what you guys strive for. I mean, the fact that you guys have had all these down to the wire wins, the fact that you guys are kind of like realizing your potential to be a special team, do you feel like this kind of like lays the foundation of what your aspirations were when you came here? I know I've kind of asked you that, worded it a bunch of different ways, but I was just wondering your perspective.
Yeah, I mean, when you listen to JD, who number one didn't get to enjoy the win with us in Knoxville, so for him to be here today and to be able to take that in, it was special. His heart and soul bleeds, red and black in all sports, and so he's over there proud and excited. So just to hear him talk about that, I get emotional because I know the work that's been done in this program, not only us, but the players who came before us, Coach Landers, as I mentioned over the radio, Saudi Roundtree, I think, was at the game today. I guarantee you I'll have a text from Teresa Edwards and Lady Grooms and Mary Beth Smart, like, on and on and on. And they're bought in, and the love they have is real. And so that's what I started thinking about, was how happy they are. They are just as happy as we are right now. And that speaks to just the special bond that we have. In terms of what it does, I think that it confirms for us, not really a confirmation because we know it, but it's like, stick to what you do, right? And we had a certain way that we wanted to build this program in terms of culture and the type of people, and those girls play with their heart. They play with their heart. They're very talented. They're extremely talented. They're smart, but they play with their heart, and they play because of the love they have for each other and that we all have for each other and how we take care of each other. And so it's hard to beat that when they keep that front of mind.
And the last thing I have, I mean, it felt like at times it was like a heavyweight boxing match. It felt like a run and then an answer, just bang, 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 bang. I mean, like, you kind of watch that as a coach and you're just kind of like impressed with how your team was able to respond to those moments, because like fourth quarter, for example, that 7-0 run, you guys come right back.
Well, that's, the thing that, again, we were able to execute in the half court, right? You've heard me talk a lot about being able to execute in the half court, and we were able to do that today. When Tennessee was making a run and when they weren't, we were able to come down. We knew what we wanted to run. We knew what the options were, and we did a good enough job in the half court tonight to be able to keep the lead and extend it when we needed to. And I think that speaks to them being able to dial into time and score situations, but it also speaks to their experience, right? I can't tell you how often coming out of a timeout or when someone is shooting a free throw and I've got Gabby or Q or whoever the point guard is standing next to me, and we're talking about what we want to run next, or the next time we have a dead ball and we have it in the half court, what we want to run, and the same play comes out of our mouth because we've just done it for so long with that group that they have a feel. And that's when they're getting it. 2 years ago, it was like, what are we running? What are we doing? What are we doing? And this year it's like Gabby's like, hey, and we're both saying the same play, or Q saying, hey, we need to do this. And that's how you know that they're feeling the game and they have a feel for what's going on. So it's fun to be a part of, and happy for them for taking that type of ownership.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
right, now we'll go to Chris, and then we'll end with Kyle Soto.
Hey, Joni,
Hi,
congratulations.
thank you.
I guess I brought you good luck today. I was worried all night that I was going to bring bad luck, but I shouldn't have worried. You got off to a real slow start. Obviously, both teams did. It was like kind of a race to see who could have the most turnovers. Do you think everybody was just really excited then? Everybody was just pumped up to start off?
Yeah, and I think too, I don't want to say we weren't shocked, but we adjusted quicker. But no matter how much you try to simulate it, it takes a minute to adjust to their length. It's just a different thing that no matter how, again, like we have these little sleeves we can put on arms to make your arms bigger in practice to simulate length. I mean, there's all kind of things that you can do, but it's just nothing. It takes a couple minutes to get adjusted to it. And once we were able to do that, we got going and we took the lead, and we never looked back. So I think we were settled in those moments in terms of in the past when we didn't make our first couple of shots, we got tighter or we tried to force things. I think we stayed in rhythm. We stayed in our system because we knew we were going to be okay.
And can you say the same thing for the fourth quarter when they came out and, had a little run there, but obviously you didn't panic, didn't go into any sort of mode. Were you happy to see that? Not happy to see them go on a run, but happy to see y'all, let it get close again and then, take control again, or at least, take your control.
Mm-hmm, definitely. I think that's, again, it speaks to their maturity. They've been in this situation before. And I thought it was important that we never relinquished the lead either. But again, we knew they were going to make a run. We talked about it at halftime. Tennessee has great third quarters. This time it happened in the fourth quarter, but we knew it was coming, right? They just have too much talent for it not to come. And so we were able to bow our backs when we needed to and get stops and then come back and score on the other end.
And I guess the other thing I wanted to ask you was, how beneficial was it to not have to play this past Thursday, especially while they were playing South Carolina?
Right. It was good for us. I mean, you're at the end of the season. Everybody's tired. Everybody's mentally, physically drained. But again, everybody is. All 13 teams that are playing right now, obviously excluding Vanderbilt. So if we would have had a game on Thursday, we'd have to figure that out. But we were able to obviously take that time to work on some stuff that we wanted to work on offensively for us, tweak some things, and just rest our players. At the end of the day, with Vanderbilt opting out, the bye falls where it falls. So everybody had the same bye this year because of COVID, but our Vanderbilt game really helped us out. That's why there wasn't a game on Thursday. So it came at the right time for us.
All right. Thanks. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Hey, Coach. Congrats on the win. I just wanted to ask you about Ray Burrell. So was there a specific plan for her, especially in the first half? Because she did not put up a single point. She kind of turned it around in the second half, but first half, it seemed like you guys kind of had that under wraps.
Listen, when you've got Ray Burrell on one wing and Renaya Davis on the other, you just pray. And I mean, good Lord, they both are so talented. Maya did a tremendous job on Ray to start the game and just not letting her see and crowding her space. And then we subbed Maya out and put Michaela in, and that's, speed as well. Again, she came in the third quarter, and to her credit, put some pressure on us and got some driving lanes and made the adjustment. She's very talented, and I love watching her when I don't have to play against her. So, and I'll say this, I'm not so sure it was always us. She just missed some shots today that she normally does not miss. So I'm not going to sit here, Kyle, and take the credit for all of that either. She missed some shots that she normally does not miss, and that had nothing to do with how we were defending her.
Great. Thank you, Coach.
You're welcome.
All right. Do we have any other questions for Coach Taylor?
Hey,
All right.
Coach,
Congrats, Coach.
I got one more.
Coach, I was just gonna hop in and ask one more, but with Gabby, I mean, her performance tonight, again, she wasn't happy, but her consistency, you feel like this is the start of her kind of stringing some consistent offensive performances here at the end.
I think, I thought Gabby's response was really mature. She understands, we needed all 24 of those points, but she understands that she can shoot the ball in an efficient manner. And it's good that she understands that. I will give you this nugget too. She's the first player since Mary Beth Lissette Smart to go back-to-back games with 5 or more threes. So Mary Beth did it in 2003. She's the last Georgia player to hit 5 or more threes in back-to-back games. And I think when Gabby's feeling it, watch out. She is hard to stop. And she didn't go on a string. She was just consistent. She made some, miss some, made some, miss some. What we look for is she making the right decision with the basketball and her shot selection? And she was. They weren't always falling, but enough fell tonight when they needed to. And again, that's her maturity. And in the past, if she would have missed those shots, she would have gotten down, she would have gotten frustrated, or she would have stopped shooting the ball. Now she understands, like, as good of a shooter and player as you are, you're going to make more than you miss. And as long as she's making the right decision with the basketball and in her shot selection, we are totally comfortable with her, doing that.
All right. Thank y'all. I will
Thank
send
you.
this recording out shortly.